Ever wondered about the invisible line that separates the biological worlds of Asia and Australia? That's the Wallace line for you. This invisible boundary, a fascinating enigma in the world of biogeography, was drawn in the year 1859 by British naturalist Alfred Russel Wallace. Named in his honor by English biologist T.H. Huxley, the Wallace line is a faunal demarcation that splits the biogeographical realms of Asia and Wallacea. This Wallacea is not just any ordinary region, it serves as a transitional zone between Asia and Australia, also known as the Malay Archipelago or the Indo-Australian Archipelago. As we traverse westward from this line, we encounter organisms that have close relations with Asiatic species. But as we journey eastward, the biological landscape transforms. We find a unique mixture of species, some with Asian roots, others hailing from Australia. Wallace, during his travels through the East Indies in the 19th century, noticed this stark division. It was not just among land mammals but also birds, a clear testament to the power of geographical divisions in shaping the world's biodiversity. The Wallace line weaves its way through Indonesia, making its mark in the Makassar Strait between Borneo and Sulawesi, and through the Lombok Strait between Bali and Lombok. The distance across the Lombok Strait is strikingly small, merely about 22 miles, yet this narrow stretch of water is enough to host a dramatic contrast in the species inhabiting the islands on either side. This complex biogeography of the Indo-Australian archipelago is a result of its strategic location at the convergence point of 4 major tectonic plates and several semi-isolated microplates. Coupled with the influence of ancient sea levels, these geographical factors have isolated different taxonomic groups on islands that are, in reality, quite close to each other. The Wallace line, a seemingly simple line on the map, but a world of difference in the realm of species. The story of the Wallace line begins in the 19th century with a man named Alfred Russel Wallace. A British naturalist with an insatiable curiosity, Wallace embarked on a journey throughout the East Indies. As he traversed through the islands, he couldn't help but notice a distinct division in the types of animals and birds he encountered. Wallace was intrigued by this disparity and began to investigate. He found that the line of demarcation ran through the heart of Indonesia, marking a clear distinction between the regions. One side of the line was home to creatures of Asiatic origin, while on the other side, a blend of species of both Asian and Australian origins was present. This line, now known as the Wallace line, runs through Indonesia, crossing the Makassar Strait between Borneo and Sulawesi, and the Lombok Strait between Bali and Lombok. The distance across the Lombok Strait is strikingly small, only about 22 miles, but the contrast in species present on each side is significant. The complex biogeography of the Indo-Australian archipelago, where this line is found, is a result of its unique geographical location. Situated at the merging point of 4 major tectonic plates, and combined with ancient sea levels, this archipelago has experienced a variety of geological phenomena. These events have led to the isolation of different taxonomic groups on islands that are currently close to each other. Wallace's discovery of this line wasn't just about drawing a boundary, it was about understanding the forces that shaped our planet, and the creatures that inhabit it. He realized that the planet's geological history and the movement of its tectonic plates had influenced the distribution of species across the globe. Wallace's discovery was a turning point in our understanding of biogeography, but the story doesn't end there. His findings sparked a new era of exploration and discovery, leading us to uncover the intricate connections between the Earth's geological past and the incredible diversity of life we see today. To fully appreciate the significance of the Wallace line, we must take a step back in time. Our journey begins in the year 1521, when Venetian explorer Pigafetta first recorded the fascinating contrasts in biodiversity between the Philippines and the Maluku Islands, also known as the Spice Islands. These islands, interestingly enough, lie on opposite sides of what we now know as the Wallace line. This was during the continuation of Ferdinand Magellan's voyage, after Magellan's unfortunate demise on Mactan. Fast forward to the 19th century, and we encounter the English navigator G.W. Earle. Earle made some critical observations about the faunal differences between the islands in the Indo-Australian archipelago. In 1845, Earle described how shallow seas connected islands on the west, like Sumatra and Java, with the Asian continent and its similar wildlife. Meanwhile, islands on the east, such as New Guinea, were connected to Australia and were characterized by the presence of marsupials. These early explorations and discoveries were instrumental in shaping the theories of Alfred Russel Wallace. After extensively traveling the region, Wallace publicly stated his theories about biogeography in his paper in 1859. He proposed a line to the east of Bali, asserting that all the islands eastward of Borneo and Java were once part of an Australian or Pacific continent, from which they had separated. Yet, the proposal of this line was not the ultimate aim of Wallace's endeavors. His primary purpose lay in understanding the geological phenomena and the colonization events that led to the boundaries and faunal distribution in the region. This curiosity drove the development of his theories of evolution and biogeography. Wallace's work was built on the foundations of those who came before him, a testament to the collective pursuit of knowledge. This exploration of the historical context of the Wallace Line reminds us that scientific discovery is a relay race, where the baton of knowledge is passed from one generation to the next. Fast forward to the present day, and the Wallace Line still holds significant sway in our understanding of biogeography. This invisible boundary, drawn by Alfred Russel Wallace over a century and a half ago, continues to guide scientists in their study of biodiversity. The Wallace Line serves as a tangible reminder of the fascinating history of species distribution and evolution. It allows us to see how both ancient and modern tectonic movements, coupled with fluctuating sea levels, have shaped the unique ecosystems we find today in the Indo-Australian archipelago. In our current era of technology and advanced scientific tools, the Wallace Line still provides invaluable insights. It helps researchers trace the lineage and migration of species, offering a glimpse into the past that helps explain the present. The line also continues to amaze with the stark contrasts in species found on either side of it. Despite the relatively small geographical distances separating them, biogeographers and ecologists today use the Wallace Line as a reference point in their studies. Its existence reminds us that geographical barriers can have profound impacts on biodiversity. It also highlights how isolation can drive the evolution of new species, a principle that has been key in understanding the mechanisms of evolution. Moreover, the Wallace Line is not just important for historical reasons or academic studies. It has practical implications as well. Conservation efforts can benefit from the insights provided by the Wallace Line, as understanding the origins and distribution of species is crucial in protecting them. So while we've come a long way since Wallace's time, his line remains a cornerstone of biogeographical studies. It's a testament to his meticulous observations and the enduring relevance of his findings. The Wallace Line, a testament to the power of observation and curiosity, continues to shape our understanding of the natural world. So, what have we learned about the Wallace Line today? Well, to start, we've uncovered that this invisible boundary line, drawn by British naturalist Alfred Russel Wallace back in 1859, is a living testament to the fascinating diversity and distribution of species on our planet. It's like an intricate tapestry, woven together by the threads of evolution and biogeography. We've learned that the Wallace Line, cutting through the heart of Indonesia, serves as a biogeographical divide between Asia and Wallacea, a unique transitional zone between Asia and Australia. On one side of the line, we find species akin to those in Asia, while on the other, we encounter a rich mix of Asian and Australian species, painting a vivid picture of our world's biodiversity. We also delved into the historical context of the Wallace Line, tracing the footsteps of explorers and naturalists, from Venetian explorer Pigafetta in the 16th century to the English navigator G.W. Earle in the 19th. Their observations of the striking contrast in species on either side of the line laid the groundwork for Wallace's revolutionary theory. Additionally, we've discovered that the Wallace Line is not just about the distribution of species. It's also a story of geological phenomena and ancient sea levels, of tectonic plates and semi-isolated microplates. It's a saga of how our planet's geological past has shaped and continues to shape the distribution of life on Earth. In the present day, the Wallace Line continues to be of immense significance in the field of biogeography. It's a crucial tool for understanding the distribution and evolution of species, and a constant reminder of our world's incredible biodiversity and the intricate web of life that connects us all. As we've journeyed through the enigma of the Wallace Line, it's clear that these invisible lines on our planet are far from arbitrary. They're the signatures of Earth's history, the footprints of evolution, and the blueprints of biodiversity. Next time you look at a map, remember the invisible lines that tell a story of our world's incredible biodiversity. Remember the Wallace Line.